And then from here on your back, you're going to take your arms and stretch them overhead. And then take your, stretch your legs out long if they aren't. And then move your left foot to the left side of the mat. And then cross the right ankle over the left leg. And then you'll scoot your shoulders to the left. And then catch your right wrist with your left hand if you can. And give that little side stretch. If it doesn't work, you can do something different with the arms or the legs. Press that right hip a little bit more down to the ground. And just let your breath slide all along that right side of the body. Take one more breath there, breathing into the ribs and the side of the waist and the hip. And then you'll gently release and kind of walk the feet back to center, wiggle the shoulders back to center. Take a breath. And then as you're ready, you'll try the other side. So right foot goes to the right. Left foot can cross on top. If you like, scooting the shoulders to the right, catch the left wrist in the right hand. Little crescent shape through the body. You relax both shoulders towards the ground or towards the earth. Notice if this side on my left side is always, for some reason, a lot tighter than my right. Just notice in your body what you notice. Maybe it's the opposite for you. Take another breath. Just let the breath slide between the bars of each rib. And then let that go and you'll wiggle back to center. Stretch your arms overhead again, stretch your legs out long. And then draw the right knee into your chest and you'll interlace your hands behind the hamstring. Go behind the leg and rotate the foot in some slow circles, just circling. And then circle the other direction. And then let the foot rest. It can be relaxed or stay flat. And then straighten and bend the right leg a few times. And it may not straighten all the way. Straighten-ish. Good, and then bend the knee and you'll hold it. You can even interlace your hands in front of the shin now to go a little bit deeper. And then move it right to left. Just right to left. And then hold the knee in the right hand only and take it to the right and maybe up towards the right shoulder and move that left heel and left hip down and take a big breath. Yeah, it just goes over to the side, maybe up a little bit. And then bring it back to center and stretch the right leg out alongside the left. And we'll switch legs. You'll draw the left knee and hands behind the hamstring. And just rotate the foot. The other direction. You can point, flex, spread the toes. And then straighten and bend that left leg. It can be straighten-ish and bend, or if you want to straighten and fold or slide the hands up higher, you can. Julia. And then bend the knee and bring the hands in front of the shin and give it a deeper squeeze into the hip flexors, maybe even a side to side little movement across those little tendons up there. And then hold the left knee and the left hand, open it left, glue that right hip and right heel to the ground. We bring it back to center, draw both knees into your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, reach for your elbow points. If you can't catch the elbows, hold the wrists. Press the tailbone towards the floor, then maybe curl the head up, bringing the forehead to the knees. Maybe the head doesn't want to lift, and that's okay. And then lower the head, loosen the grip on the legs, and begin to rock front to back. You can go all the way up and all the way back, or just a little rock on your back. This is the third grade self in you right here, rocking. All right, and then you'll come up and come over onto your hands and knees. You can cross the ankles or the feet can go to the side. Come to tabletop. And then pressing into the length of the fingers, you're gonna peel the palms up off the ground. So we're just gonna stretch the fingers. Might be interesting. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. One more. Good, and then right here, turn your fingers to the sides of the mat. So turn them out. You might even bring the heels of the hands closer together. Maybe, don't have to. And then just slightly lean side to side. To keep the length of the fingers on the mat. And then come to center there and lift between the shoulder blades like you're punching up between the shoulders to the ceiling. Stay there. And then you can even lean again, right to left from there. Kneeling into your hands, wrists, forearms. Good, and then soften between the shoulders, and you'll bring the hands back to face forward. And then you'll just turn the right hand upside down. So fingers face the knees. You don't have to put a lot of pressure here. So it's the back of the hand on the ground.
I could do a whole session just
On hands, I know. Okay, switch. I know all the little tedious stuff on phones and computers, and we just hold our hands in like one position. Julia, try going up back of the hand instead of, that's a tricky, so you're this way, but go this way.
Oh,
There you go, yeah,
that feels better on my thumb.
good, good. We'll get to the other one, maybe, we'll see. Okay, bring your hands back forward. Okay, this is the last one here. Now the fingers turn, so you go to the outer edge of the mat all the way back, if you can, towards the knees. And then I like to tuck my toes under and lean back slightly. And they might not be that far. They might be to the sides again. I know, it's crazy. Okay, coming back to neutral, turn the hands forward, and then keep the left hand where it is, and take the right arm forward and lower the chest down. Getting up into the shoulder a little. Yeah, and the head may or may not touch. It's all right if it doesn't. Feeling that stretch, leaning into that stretch sensation. And then you'll gently come back up, press into the left hand, slide the right arm in and the other arm forward. Switch arms and then just lower down. You can close your eyes here and just notice your breath again. Notice if you're holding the breath. Try to bring the breath nice and deep. Good, and then you'll press into the right hand and come up. Walk your hands to the knees, tuck the toes, and press up to your feet right here. So come into ragdoll. So you can hold the elbows, maybe sway the body gently side to side. And bring your hands to the ground if you can, coming up to your fingertips. Bend the knees. So you're just going to bend and straighten the knees. Lifting the hips up and then bend. Drop the hips down and straighten. A couple more times. Might hear some little cracks. Pop as those knees warm up. Good. One more time. Bend. And straighten, and then walk forward into downward facing dogs. You can bend the knees to walk it forward. Set the hands, whatever distance away from the feet feels good to you, and you might bend and straighten the knees here in your down dog. You can play with the distance between the hands and the feet. A shorter distance sometimes feels more stable. A longer distance sometimes has more possibility, more flexibility. And there's no right or wrong, right? You get to be in your body. Back to that third grade self, right? The free hands are tricky. The free mats. One thing that helps is pulling the thumb tips towards each other instead of pushing. Pull. Kind of imagine you're trying to, and then you get a little more stable. Yeah. A little more strength too. Okay, come forward to a high plank position. Stay there for a moment in your high plank. You can drop the knees down if you want for this, but you're going to sink between the shoulder blades and lift between the shoulder blades. So it's actually a core exercise and shoulders, sink and lift. So the shoulders stay, you just sink the heart down and then punch it up. It's a lot of core and serratus work. A couple more times. It's okay to have the knees on the ground too. Sink and lift. Very good. And then you'll find a neutral right between those two and lower yourself down onto the belly on the mat. Oh. I love your moans. Okay, point your toes and you'll come up to cobra. And we'll do this a couple times, just rising up and lowering down. Hands can stay in, or sometimes I like the wider hands. Feels better in my shoulders and my body. And I love being on the fingertips with a nice wrist strength in there. But you can play in different ways. You can come all the way to upward dog even and lower down, keeping the shoulders back and heart space open. Good. And then you'll gently press back to downward facing dog or child's pose. It's a nice place to be. Or you can pause in child's pose on the way to downward dog. And then take a full deep breath in, deep breath out, and walk or hop your feet to your hands, coming up to the front of your space. Nice, Julia. Halfway lift here from the long spine and exhale, forward fold bow. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Take the arms up to the ceiling and bring your hands to your heart. Good. And then arms down, mountain pose. Spread your toes, lift the crown of the head. And all standing poses are a variation of this pose. So remembering this feeling, you're going to inhale, reach up. On your exhale, bring your hands to your hips. So hands through the heart to the hips. And then lift the right knee. So press into the left foot, lift the right leg up, and step it back to warrior one. So a little balance. Bend the left knee. Inhale, arms can sweep up. And then exhale, bend and cactus the arms, opening through the shoulders and the chest. Inhale, reach up, but bend the left knee a little deeper. Exhale, bring your hands down to the hips. So you lean forward and step forward. Nice big step. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands down to the hips. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend and cactus the arms. Maybe go a little deeper. Inhale, reach up, spread the fingers wide. Exhale, hands to the hips, lean forward, step forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands come to your hips. Inhale, lift the right knee, pulling the pit of the belly in, balance. Exhale, step it back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, extend, reach. Exhale, hands to the hips and step forward. One nice step. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the hips. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus the arms. Good. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, lean forward, step forward. One more each leg. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Mountain pose, pause. Good. Bend the knees for chair pose. So drop the weight back into the heels and the hips go low. Arms up high. If you'd like a little challenge, you can come to the toes, maybe lift the heels. Balance and strength challenge, squeaky board challenge. Heels down, stay there, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Good, halfway lift. And step back to tabletop or high plank. And then lower, we'll move to a vinyasa here, low plank or to the belly. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Lift the right leg behind you here, just stretch it up and back. And step it forward, right foot to right hand. Keep the left heel lifted. Come up to crescent lunge or knee down. Knee down is fine. Good. Keeping that same rhythm of breath that we started with. Good. And then here, bring your hands together. We'll take a twist to the right. So you hook your left elbow to the right leg, or hand can be at the floor. Left hand down and right arm up. Nice. And then warrior two, you'll come up and around, left foot flat, open it up. And then you can straighten and bend that right leg a few times, just moving in and out. Oh, this one's surfing warrior. Sometimes for me going in and out of it, I really get to see if my feet are in the right spot. So sometimes I'll just automatically toe heel that left foot to the, or right foot to the left, or move around. And then come into it and just stay. Feeling into your legs. And from here, you'll tip to the right for side angle. It could be forearm to thigh, or hand to the floor, or a block. The traditional or classical gaze point here is to the left hand. You can look up, or if the arm's overhead, it could be to that left hand at a diagonal. Or if there's another place that you want to look, that's fine. Nice, Ivor. Good, Maria. Good, one more breath. Nice, Julia. And then hands to the mat. And you flow. This is a tricky one to step back from, but high plank. Good, low plank. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Good, stretch the left leg up and back. And big step forward, crescent lunge. So either back heel lifted or back knee on the ground. Fine to be in that lower version. Lower leg down doesn't mean easier. It's the beauty, you get to be in your body. Good, bring your hands to the heart. You'll take a twist to the left. And the right hand can be on the ground for some support or on the thigh. You can open the arms anytime. Nice, Teresa. Michelle. Nice, Dad. You're halfway there, almost. Not done yet, but halfway, that's always a good place to be. Okay, warrior two. And then coming in and out of warrior two, and you might make adjustments as you move. And I love coming from, there's like kind of a alignment principle, but there's actually no right alignment. There's only what's in your body. I like to kind of move the bones and then see if the muscles will follow. And then landing in warrior two, just take a nice deep breath in and out. And then tip to the left. You can bring the forearm to thigh or hand to the floor. Right arm can be of your choice. And then you can choose to direct your eyes, your gaze up towards that right hand or through the right hand. There's something to anchor yourself to. Or if there's another spot that you prefer to look, that's fine too. Good, one more breath here. And then looking down, hands to the mat. I know this is a tricky one. High plank. Good job. Low plank. Upward dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Or child's pose. Or both. You can move or pedal it out. So in downward dog, I want you to walk your feet in a little bit so your heels touch. And then you're gonna walk your hands back to your feet. Good, so just start kind of in the middle of your mat. And then catch your big toes with your peace fingers, halfway lift. And bend the elbows and bow. Good, and then gorilla. So you'll just slide the palms of the hands underneath the soles of the feet. And then again, halfway lift. And fold forward. And I often will wiggle my toes, massaging the wrists. Another nice one for the hands. Good, release your hands. And then right where you are, bring your hands to your hips. Look forward, bend the knees a little bit and come up to stand. Good. Take a big breath in, overhead, and then bring your hands down to the heart and arms by your side. So we're going to do some balance. Often we'll do like eagle on one side and eagle on the other. This one will be a little different. So we'll do eagle, dancer, tree. And we'll move up the mat. So it'll be, I'll show you real quick. So you'll do eagle, like with right leg over, and then you'll set the right foot down, right arm up, and dancer with the left foot. And then you'll set the left foot down and take tree with the right foot up. And then we'll flow back to the back and then do the other side. Okay. So my steps tend to be small, so I don't mind if I'm in the middle of the mat, but if you want to take big steps, you can be way in the back. All right. Big breath in, reach up. And it's eagle, right arm under, right leg over. So you'll find your way in. And it could also be both feet on the ground in a chair variation. Several breaths here. Using your eyes for a focal point. Letting your breath help you balance. Maybe go a little deeper. And then you'll unwind and you'll step the right foot forward, take the right arm up, then the left knee catch the left foot. Good dancer. Just find a hold on, good. You can hold the bar, it's close by. And when you're ready to kick. dog. Okay, come up. Step the left foot forward and you bring your right foot to the left leg for tree. And it could be big toe on the floor too. It doesn't need to be a huge lift of that leg. Maybe you take the arms up. Growing roots, finding your roots. Strength in like the tree trunk of your body. And the branches. That's a little sway is okay. It's windy. Yeah, days like today, it's super windy and you want to have some that flexibility, resiliency. All right, back to mountain pose. 2 feet down, arms down, breath in, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. High to low plank. You can step back or hop it back. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. And walk your hands to your feet. Bring your hands to your hips, look forward, rise up to stand. Extended mountain. And then eagle, left arm under and left leg over. Good, good. Be very intentional about finding the center line. So forearms squeeze together, inner thighs squeeze together. Pit of the belly draws back, tail down. Using your eyes for focus. Good, release that. Take a step up the mat with the left foot. Take your left arm up, bend the right knee, dancer. And again, you're looking for center. And then you get to kick. Or extend, expand. Love the use of the bar. So you can grab anything but each other. Don't knock each other down. It's okay to hold on to other things. Good, breathe. And then release. You'll take a step up with the right foot. And the left foot comes up for a tree. And the foot can be low, big toe on the floor, or to the calf or the thigh. Finding the inseam of the leg. And discover where it's best for you to look. Looking down can be very grounding. Looking to the horizon can be very like neutral, even. Looking up can be elevating. All right, hands down, arms down, left foot to right, mountain pose. Take a breath. And then extended mountain, we'll go through that flow again, that pattern. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and back. And step it forward for a low lunge. You'll set the back knee down, point the toes, bring your hands to the right thigh. And then there's a little press into the top of the left foot, which will give you access to the front of the left. And then take the left arm up, and you can either lean a little bit to the right from here, or you turn the palm away from you like we did at the floor. Circle the wrist. You have that little stretch up and over. Keep pressing like the tailbone down, hips slightly forward, and top of the left foot down a lot. And to really get into that left side. And bring it back to center, stretch both arms up, reach through both sides of the waist. And then you'll bring your hands down for half splits. So you'll frame that right foot, and your hands might be on blocks. And then you pull the hips back. And I often step the right foot forward a little bit as I pull the toes up. And then you're really trying to hinge from the top of that right thigh, lengthening out over that leg. And if it doesn't feel good to flex the foot, or if the heel's got something going on, fine to, point or move it around. Sometimes I like, if I have a block, to put it under my calf. Really need to get blocks again. And then we'll do one more here. You'll point the right toes and come forward now. So lean way forward. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot. You might toe heel it to the right. And then you can stay here. You can drop to the forearms. You might reach the right arm back and catch the left foot. It's not for everyone. Or the last one is like just little movement. Sometimes just circles through the pelvis or moving can feel like just what you need. Good. And it's fine to come to the forearms or roll to the knife edge of that right foot. What I like to look for sometimes is like, there's a path of least resistance and then there's a path of more resistance. And sometimes I look for the middle. Like I could easily come all the way down and kind of flop into it, but is that serving my body? Is it maybe being up a little bit more and feeling into some resistance? Is that serving my body? And what's serving your soul too? It's like, where do you really want to be? You want to just not try so hard, or do you want, work those muscles? I don't know. It's not inside your body. Take several more breaths. All right, and then you'll transition. You can go to high plank, low plank, or you can go back to child's pose and take a breath. We're moving through vinyasa or skipping the vinyasa. And then either tabletop or downward facing dog, that left leg to the sky, breathe in, step or help it forward. Set the right knee down. If you need to pad the knee, you can point the toes and come back. So you want to have kind of right angle so you're not super far forward. And then either both arms up or right arm up, and you'll lean to the left this time. Or circle the wrist, palm away from you, circle the wrist, stretch that way.
I'm trying.
There you go.
There we go.
That's a good sign when the brain's like, what? That's a good sign. You went into that other place, yoga zone place. Good, Michelle. Do you want a bigger fluffy mat? Cushy mat? Okay, good. So remembering to press into the top of the right foot and shin will support the knee and will also give you that bigger opening. Good. Come on up, reach both arms up, lengthen evenly through both sides of the waist. And then hands down for half splits. So you come forward and then pull the hips back. Pull that left hip crease back. And if you need to adjust where the foot is, you can do that. I sometimes will move my foot left to right. Like a windshield wiper, I'm hoping that'll bring rain here someday. The hamstring, the muscles in the back of the leg often are really connected to low back tightness. So just looking at where can you extend from and make more space. Good, and then you'll rock it forward. So point the toes, bring both hands to the inside of the left foot, maybe toe heel it to the left. You can turn the foot out and roll to the pinky toe edge. You can reach back and touch that back foot. You can come to the forearms. Maybe it's those little circles, the pelvis. Then you want to smooth out the rough edges, whether it's in the breath or in the body. Like sometimes there's like rough, it feels kind of tough or rough, or you just smooth out breath, body. And then you'll come on up and you'll make your way either child's pose or high plank, low plank, and vinyasa, or skip it. Upward dog or cobra, or stay in your child's pose. Downward dog, or stay right where you are. Good, and then walk your feet to your hands and make your way to seated or roll up and sit down, spin the feet around to the front and come down onto your back for bridge. We'll do a little bit of back bending, back strengthening, leg strengthening. So feet flat to the floor. And if you have a block and want to use it, it can go between the thighs or it can go under the pelvis. Bring your arms by your side, and as you're ready, go ahead and lift up into bridge. So if you don't have a block, you can imagine squeezing a block between the thighs, or if you have it under the pelvis for support, that's fine too. Good, and then you can tuck the shoulders underneath you, maybe interlace the hands. And then at the same time, I want you to imagine you're drawing, good, Julia, your rib cage towards the mat slightly, so you're not super blowing out those front ribs. There's a slight drawing in, slight contracting of the upper abdominal muscles. Also helps with learning how to breathe from the diaphragm. Good, and then you'll just release down. You can untuck the hands or shoulders, come on down to the breath. And we'll do that again. So you might reset the feet. They might come in closer or farther or closer together, just whatever, just like a little reset. And then come up again for it. You can interlace the hands. Good. Another possibility here, which is slightly different, is to take one arm, so arms not clasped. You'll take one arm and you'll reach it diagonally behind you. So overhead, like left arm goes diagonally right, and you kind of roll up onto that right shoulder. It's a little different. It's this cross body stuff. It's like working a little different, and then switch. You can try that if you want to go across. You roll up, yes, like that, Ivor. Yeah. And I'm working more with some fascia, it's like a different kind of way in the body. Good. Like that, Teresa. Good. Awesome. And then come on down as you're ready. And don't worry, well, one more chance. One more. I like working in threes. I come from a background in the gym, and we always did sets of threes or fours. The body has this wonderful thing with repetition. Okay, come on up again. Say repetition leads to mastery, and whatever that means. And this time, the first two are kind of like the preparation. Let this one be like really feeling into the shape of this posture, feeling into the opening and the heart center, strengthening the back side, posterior side of the body. Yeah, good. It might even be wheel if you're feeling inspired. Good, and then gently lower. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. You can place your hands on your belly or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Good, interlace your hands behind your head. You're gonna keep the feet in Baddha Konasana. You get to do these again, Julia. All right, so you're gonna give a little press of the feet together and a little scoop of the tailbone up. So you're pulling the belly and ribs down and then lift the head and shoulders. So you're trying to access the core here, a little scoop of the tail. You can even float the feet if you want more challenge. And then you'll pulse up 10 times, small lifts, 9, 8, 7, little scoop of the tailbone, shoulder blades up, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it at the top. Take the right leg up and left elbow to right knee and lower 5 times. 4, little twist. Left foot can rest if you need. 3, 2, hold it on 1, just squeeze. And then come back to center, right leg down, left leg up, go right to the other side. 5, 5, good. 4, twist towards that knee. 3, 2, hold. Good, come on, center, just lower down. You can bring your hands back to the belly. Maybe there's a different awareness.
Only muscle.
Yeah, definitely. All right, gently draw the knees together. Walk your feet to the edges of your mat and just windshield wipe the legs right to left. Bring it to center, draw your knees up into your chest. Maybe you wrap your forearms around your shins again. And then you can stay here on your back for a reclined pigeon, right ankle over left thigh, or reclined cow face, right leg over left, and reach for the feet. That's an option. Or you can rock forward and come into half pigeon. Yes, so you choose either half pigeon forward or on your back. And if you're in that reclined cow face, you want your feet to be on the same line. So same plane. So the foot in the right hand usually has to lift a little. And you press the tailbone down as the feet go up and towards your shoulder line. And you'll really get that big stretch to the outer hip. Good, Maria, like that. Bring your awareness just back to your breath. Into your hips. And then you'll gently release and come to the other side. If you're on your back, you might windshield wipe the knees again or hold the knee in each hand and do some circles. Or you can go back through downward dog and then come to the other side when you're ready. It can be half pigeon or reclined pigeon or reclined Gomukhasana, cow face. Funny name for a pose, I know. Looking into feeling the stretch in the outer hip or outer hips. You might feel it in both. So these are a larger muscle group and there's lots of layers. So for me, I often will do little movement, little rocking or little movement, try to think about like moving through the different layers. We have the from the skin in. One of the things I just love about yoga is it just addresses lots of different systems in our body. We tap into bones, muscles, nerves, tendons, you know, the physical. We tap into breathing, tap into our mind and feeling, emotions. And just being open to hold the space for yourself for all of it. Letting go of expectations, just getting real, being right here. Being human is complicated business.
It's a full-time job.
And there's lots of pieces to it. Okay, gently release, and then we'll come to a seated forward fold. So coming on up to sitting in the middle of your mat, and you can do, there's three options. It could be seated, legs extended, forward fold. It could be a Baddha Konasana, feet together, forward fold, or you could try a wide leg forward fold. See what's possible today. They say the forward folds really help to calm down a busy mind and an overactive nervous system. Feeling just the soothing quality of this pose. Let your exhale get a little longer. And then they'll gently come on up, and you can either come onto your back for Shavasana, or today, if you'd like to try a seated meditation, you can sit. This depends on how you're feeling. If you want to lay down, go ahead and lay down. If you feel like sitting up, closing your eyes, that's fine too. Wherever you choose to be, just gently let the eyes close if that feels okay. Your mind still feels really busy, you can just let it rest with the breath. Just watch with your mind's eye, each breath come in and leave your body. You can bring your attention to the sounds that you hear. Or bring your attention to wherever you're feeling your body on the floor. Just begin to bring your awareness back to your breath, your body. Slowly begin to move or wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your knees and roll to a comfortable side, and you can pause there for a moment. And as you feel ready, you press yourself up to the seated. Touch the palms of your hands together, bring your thumbs to your heart space. And maybe imagine this class was intended for your 8-year-old self, third grade self, to heal, and to give you tools for you to use throughout your life. Bring your thumbs to your forehead center. Namaste. Thank you.
Awesome.
For your day.
I love your new space.
Thank you. It's nice to be in a shared space.
All right.
Glad you made it. Hi, good to see you.
I need you too.
We all need each other. We all.
Oh, the first, I just wanted to tell you the
Yeah.
first